Governor Jared Polis is facing consequences from fellow Democrats after he gave clemency to election denier Tina Peters. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Late tonight, Senator Michael Bennet says he will not appoint Polis to the U.S. Senate if Bennet is elected governor. And more than 300 Democrats, including elected officials, are formally asking the state Democratic Party to censure Polis and to block him from speaking at party events. Polis is freeing Tina Peters from prison next month, less than 2 years into her 9-year sentence for leading a breach of voting systems in search of the election rigging claim by President Trump. Now, Democrats, including state legislators and a DNC member, are calling for Governor Polis to be officially reprimanded by the party and banned from speaking at party functions. Polis gave Peters clemency after President Trump punished Colorado for months, withholding disaster aid, blocking a clean drinking water project, and threatening to close a world-class science lab in retaliation for Peters' imprisonment. The Aurora Police Department will now have to get a city manager's approval on many of its social media posts, part of an emergency ordinance that City Council passed late tonight.
9 News reporter Janelle Finch joins us with more on tonight's meeting and reaction to a controversial ordinance. Janelle?
Kim, Kyle, this policy almost was approved without any kind of council discussion or public comment, but opposing council members made sure that it made it to the regular agenda. That allowed for amendments to be proposed and approved, including one that would allow APD to post in an emergency without any sort of city manager approval. This resolution came about after the department shared concerns about a bill which passed the legislature, which would expand access to body camera footage. It will require law enforcement to release unedited video of police shootings to victims or families of victims. The Aurora resolution limits APD from posting without approval from the city manager. It also says mugshots cannot be posted until after a suspect pleads guilty or is convicted. The city attorney added, if APD is looking for a wanted person or someone is a danger to public safety, those mugshots will be allowed. The resolution passed 6 in favor, 4 against.
I just don't think it is practical for the police chief to have to go through communications to have every single thing approved when he gets, for example, a media request, or if he is trying to tell the public about an incident that happened that can concern them, that can allow victims to come forward.
This is not preventing transparency. It's not preventing factual information. It provides specific exceptions for emergencies, for individuals who are not yet detained.
Said in a statement that transparency and safety are not strengthened when information is filtered or delayed. He says that he will comply with lawful orders, but will also voice concerns when policies may unintentionally not provide the public with the full information. Live in Aurora, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Within the half hour, Denver City Council unanimously passed a year-long moratorium on new data centers in the city. New zoning permits and site development plans for data centers will be paused while the city drafts regulations on energy use, water consumption, noise, and placement. Denver currently has no zoning rules that are specific to data centers, no energy requirements, and no water use regulations for data centers. Mayor Mike Johnson had expressed support for the idea of a moratorium. It'll last up to 1 year or until the city adopts new data center regulations.
A soggy start to the week across the metro area. Now the temperature is dropping. Some spots outside of Denver could get below freezing tonight. 9 News Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin is here with our forecast and how cold it's going to get.
Yeah, we are surrounded by frost advisories and freeze warnings, but Denver not included in either one of those cold air alerts. We have scattered light showers around the area, some areas of fog, and temperatures in the low 40s. We'll probably drop into the mid 30s in Denver, but some areas could go colder. And so if you want to take preemptive preparations and take care of plants and, pipes and all of that, we're kind of right on the edge of it. So always err on the side of caution and go for it. Temperatures are some 5 to 10 degrees colder tonight. night. You'll notice the freeze warning is south. Eastern Douglas County, western Elbert County above 6,000 feet. The frost advisory covers areas Greeley, Fort Morgan out to Flagler. So kind of right there, but this cloud bank that's sitting overhead is also helping to act like a blanket and keep those minimums up. We're tracking a line of severe weather off to the east of us through Omaha, Kansas City and Wichita. Dangerous overnight thunderstorms with hail and rotation. In the mountains, it's a winter wonderland. You'll be driving in snow again tomorrow. And even though we have light rain showers in the city this hour, we're in for another round of heavy rain tomorrow afternoon and evening. Temperatures have been trending quite cool today, 20 degrees cooler than average. We will have a little bit of a break overnight. Then the next push of cold air means foothill snow and metro area rain. That rain will be widespread tomorrow night. We're in the 30s overnight tonight. And then your weather headlines include another round of rain, not just tomorrow, but Wednesday too. Details on that and the mountain snow advisories coming up.
San Diego police say a deadly attack on a mosque is being investigated as a hate crime. They say 2 teens opened fire on the Islamic center of San Diego this morning, killing 3 people before killing themselves a few blocks away. The center is the largest mosque in San Diego County. It includes a school. All students, teachers, and staff members at the school are safe. As the community tries to process what happened today, police are providing new details about their investigation. They say officers had been talking to one of the shooter's mothers earlier in the day. She called them this morning to say her son was missing along with some of her weapons and her car. She told police her son was with a friend and they were both wearing camo.
After speaking with the mom began to piece together bits and pieces of information over an extended period of time. The information that she was gathering and conveying to us began to elevate the threat level.
Police say one of the 3 people killed was a security guard at the mosque. While investigators say they have not sorted through all the facts yet, they believe that security guard saved lives.
A man has been sentenced to 57 years in prison for a deadly shooting in Aurora. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Kalen Lewis got a text from his estranged wife, February 2024. It said that he was not the biological father of one of their children. He texted back, threatening to kill her. According to prosecutors, the same day he forced his way into her apartment and opened fire. His wife's cousin, Patrice Little, stepped into the line of fire. The mother of 4 was killed. Lewis's estranged wife survived. A jury convicted him in February.
A deadly crash that shut down a stretch of I-25 in Douglas County last week happened as a driver was backing up on the shoulder of the interstate. That's according to an update from Colorado State Patrol. The crash happened Friday afternoon near Happy Canyon Road. CSP says a 31-year-old man from Aurora had a Chevy Equinox in reverse when he drifted into the right lane. An Audi in the right lane hit the Equinox, then a Toyota Highlander hit the Audi. The driver of the Equinox died there. The other 2 drivers involved were hospitalized. CSP is still asking anyone who witnessed that crash to give them a call. The state's highest court is ordering Children's Hospital Colorado to reinstate gender-affirming care for minors. The hospital halted that kind of care earlier this year, saying it was because the Trump administration threatening to cut Medicaid funding. A group of families sued, arguing the stoppage was causing life-threatening harm to children, and asked that it resume while their lawsuit played out. A lower court denied that request. Then today, the Colorado Supreme Court said the request should be granted, ordering the hospital to offer that care again while the lawsuit plays out.
This is a landmark decision, not just for the LGBTQ community, but for any minority community that feels under attack. Sends a clear message that the judiciary is there, the courts are there, and they're going to enforce the law.
We reached out to Children's Hospital Colorado for a response to the decision and to find out when they plan to reinstate care. They sent a statement saying they are reviewing the court's decision and will provide guidance in the near future.
The U.S. immigration system caseload has tripled in the last decade, and that's leaving many people waiting for things like green cards and temporary protected status approvals. The American Immigration Council published a dashboard on the backlog and the delays. It shows U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services had a 3.5 million case pending backlog in 2016. It jumped from 3 million and change to 11.6 million in 2025. A professor of Chicano studies at MSU Denver blames the crisis on years of underfunding and policy decisions across multiple presidential administrations. She told us this has only been made worse by the pandemic and then budget and staffing cuts.
It is very much a system that has been historically broken, but there's been no investment of designing a system that would actually work for your everyday kind of immigrant or family or community member that's applying for these processes.
At the current processing rates, it would take more than 13 months to clear the existing backlog, and that would be without any new cases being filed.
A new report on the state of homelessness shows progress is being made in the Denver metro area.
9 News anchor Phil Lipoff is along now to break down these new numbers. Phil?
Kyle, the Metro Denver Homelessness Initiative, created by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, put out this report. In 2024, the group issued its first report. Tonight, we look at the second. In 2025, 35,601 people experienced homelessness in the metro area. That's down 1.3% from the year before. 50,457 in all were served, and that includes people experiencing homelessness and anyone who's received support of any kind, really, services across the system from street outreach to emergency shelters. That number's also down 1.4% from the year before. The group uses what's called a point-in-time count conducted one night each January. Volunteers count people staying in sheltered settings as well as those experiencing unsheltered homelessness. The executive director of Metro Denver Homelessness Initiative says last year's stats show that what they're doing is working. He says it's not the result of one initiative or policy, but rather the combined result of a statewide system of partners, though there is much work to be done still. One final note from this report, guys, the homeless veteran population decreased across the entire state last year by almost 3%.